Hello and thanks for joining me, Phil Spencer, for my latest deep dive into all you need to know about buying a new build home. Make sure you subscribe to my channel to stay tuned and hit the alert button so you don't miss out on vital information in the forthcoming series, or of course the chance to come with us as we tour some of the UK's most exciting new developments. And do please also remember my Move IQ website has loads of free advice available, whether you're buying, renting or selling. So do make sure that you head over there straight after this, moveiq.co.uk. Now, there are a few things I always advise people to consider carefully when they're thinking about buying new. The first is to make sure that you like the area, not just the development. Check out the local amenities, the transport links, find out if the local schools are good, do all of the standard research that you would do normally. Next up is to consider the pros and cons of buying off plan, which means you are purchasing a property before it's been completed. You literally look at the developer's plans, the floor plans, and make a decision based on those. Once upon a time, this was mostly popular with investors buying flats to rent out. But the latest stats actually show that this option is now increasingly chosen by people buying family homes for themselves. It's usual for a show home to be available to view, which will give you a better idea of what your completed home might look like. But do bear in mind that a show home is the flagship of the development. It will, of course, be kitted out with all the best fixtures and fittings. It'll be professionally styled to impress prospective buyers. That's what it's there to do. So make sure that you know how your new home might differ from the show home in terms of its design and its finish. Buying off plan also means that you agree a price now for a home that will be built in the future. If property prices rise, yes, you could make an immediate profit, but the reverse is also true should the market fall. Off-plan buying, particularly if you get in early, means you get the pick of the positions within the development. You can select your view, you can choose your fixtures, your fittings, your paint colours and loads more, all before you move in. But do be mindful that it could be more cost effective for you to source your own features yourself and then replicate what's in the show home. I think it's also worth bearing in mind that it can be common, I'm afraid, for construction to actually take longer than expected. And as mentioned in my previous episode, this can cause issues with mortgage providers and drag out the whole process. So it's just something else to be thinking of. What else should you be aware of? Well, do your homework on the developer themselves. It's super helpful if you can get a look at some of their previous work. Check out the reviews online and just see what other people are saying about them and their past history. Even though new properties do come with the NHBC 10-year guarantee as standard, I think getting shoddy or poor workmanship rectified after the event is both stressful and time-consuming, so do try and avoid having to do that. Be aware that some new builds can be priced above the average house price in a particular area. That's simply by the nature of them being brand new. So I think it can be quite difficult to accurately determine property value. Remember that developers, naturally enough, want to maximise their use of land on the site. So I'm afraid that some new homes may be built fairly close together in order to minimise space wastage on the site. And that means less chance for you to extend or improve your home. Do pay attention to soundproofing, because that can definitely vary when compared to other properties and other developments. So something to watch there if you can. What else? Well, you need to know if there are any service charges or property management fees, and if so, how much and how could they potentially change in the years ahead. Who is responsible for maintaining communal areas? When will the property be ready to move into? Will you be living on a building site while the rest of the development is completed, and how long might that actually take? Are the developers planning further work in the area? Would that or could that affect either your property's view or the feel of it or from it? All really relevant thoughts and considerations on the way through. I also tend to remind people that even if the property is finished on time, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's actually ready to move into at that moment, because the snagging process can take a bit of time to sort out. And that is definitely not something that should be skipped. I'm going to talk more about the snagging process in an upcoming episode. So make sure that you're subscribed to this channel and have your alerts switched on, and I will look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks for watching.